Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Engineering Money, the podcast where some full-time engineers give their 2 cents on the financial news of the week and just try to survive. My name is Ben. I'm a civil engineer in Washington State.
My name is Tim. I'm a mechanical engineer in Indianapolis.
My name is Joey. I'm a food products engineer in Minneapolis.
Okay, good stuff.
So, Ben,
Yes, Tim.
I have one word for you this week.
What is it?
Arbitrage.
Ooh,
Arbitrage.
that is a fancy word.
And okay, so I didn't update the prices, but have you heard of I think it's Etheria?
You're throwing all these fancy words at me, Tim. I don't know what you're saying.
Let's get some explanation behind this.
The ticker is APHA.
APHA.
APHA. And they're currently trading at $16.67. And they are going to be merging with TLRY.
What do these things do?
Tilray.
What do they do? Other than merge, what do they do?
TLRY. Yeah.
They're weed
Tilray.
stocks.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're weed
Tilray.
Yes, Tilray. Okay. And they just locked in the conversion rate. So shareholders of Etheria, for every share of Etheria that you have, it will convert to 0.8381 shares of Tilray. And Tilray is currently trading at 25.72. So, if you have a share of Etheria, which is 16.67, so $16.67 would turn into 0.83. I should have done this beforehand, but it'll turn into about, $21.56 worth of stock. So you gain like $5 per share that you own.
That's like 20%.
So two things are going to happen, or one of two things are going to happen. Either your Tilray is going to go down, and it's going to try to reach a new equilibrium at the time of merger at that price, or your shares of
Etheria goes up.
Yeah, the other one go up until the
But
time.
the point is they're different now, and that's where the arbitrage comes in, right, Tim?
Oh.
Yeah, they're different right now. I don't know when they're actually merging. I guess I should have
But
known that.
I mean,
but
the way arbitrage works, right? It's you buy something and then sell it somewhere else for a different price.
yeah,
And so if you're considering these two essentially the same thing, but they're going for different prices, you just buy one and sell the other. And that way you can capitalize on that difference right now. You don't have to wait for the merger.
wait, how can you capitalize on it right now?
Buy one and sell the
I see what
the
you're
cheap
saying.
one, sell the expensive one, short the expensive one.
Oh,
And if you're assuming they're gonna come to an equilibrium, then it all balances out in the end.
Wow, Joe, you're so smart.
So, ticker strike price expiration. Let's go.
We're looking for the expiration. We don't know the merger.
yeah, they haven't announced when they're actually merging yet. Just that they will be, and that's the conversion rate. So
It's got to
I
be
guess it could
real
change.
soon. If they already gave the conversion rate,
It's
it's
gotta be
got to
I
be
would think
super
so.
soon. I bet it was within the week. That's my official
within the
engineering
week,
money
then?
unofficial guess.
There we go.
You heard it here first. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere when they're emerging, but something to keep an eye on. I've never participated in arbitrage before, and it sounds very fun and cool, and it's very legal and very cool.
That's
Very fun, very legal.
it's right
very
in the
cool.
sweet spot. Very legal and very cool.
I like this because it's like a real. They're actually equivalent, because it's just, shares turning into other shares. I like to look for, I guess it's like partial arbitrage where two companies are very similar, and so you buy one and short the other. If you think one is overvalued, the other is undervalued, but that's not a perfect equivalency there.
Well, that's really cool. How did you find that?
I think I just saw it on Reddit.
Well, you didn't see it on Wall Street Bets because the only thing they talk about now is game stonks.
Well, and
they're
also
bleeding into every subreddit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in every investment subreddit now. It's so annoying because I can't find any other news.
Well, yeah, and like the Barron's this week, almost every article in there mentions GameStop at least once.
Yeah, it's so annoying. And although I did find Wall Street Bets OGs.
Oh, yeah?
That's a good one. Yeah. Where
Oh, jeez.
they try to distance themselves from what Wall Street Bets has become.
I see. They're trying to leave the peak dumb.
Yeah.
Leave the peak dumb.
The peak dumb, yeah. Oh, yeah, and our boy Jeff, he's stepping down as
Yeah, because he's a
CEO.
quitter.
That's right.
Yeah, he's
Big quitting.
couldn't take the stress. No, but what I'm excited about with that is because he said he's going to be focusing
On fighting
on-
Superman more. Because he's
Yeah, 'cause
the
he's Lex-
closest thing we have to a real
He's
life Lex Luthor.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he'll
Oh.
team up with Elon Musk, the closest thing we have to a real Iron Man.
No, but J-Bay, he has Blue Origin. So, but we haven't really heard much from Blue Origin.
Oh, the space company.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he'll start putting a lot more of his energy into Blue Origin,
Should
and
be
we
neat.
might actually see more coming out of that.
That'd be nice.
You could have another space race that way.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a private space race. My gosh, I already got the chapter title in the history books. There we go. Boom. The
That's
private
perfect.
space race.
Wait, weren't we gonna use?
Yeah.
What was the one we were gonna use, Joey?
We haven't talked about any of it yet, but it's oil boils, stocks and bonds toil.
It was
Because oil hit a 52-week high this week,
yeah, it did.
which is
Well,
not that
I mean-
impressive considering a year from now they were heading for the negatives.
Well, it was a
So-
year and a month, or a year minus a month ago. Is that math right?
Right. I said they were heading for it. They weren't there yet. In a month, it'll be a
Well, yeah,
crazy
starting in a
52-week
month. I think,
gain
was
oil.
it Tim? Were you the one that sent that text? How, like, you can't wait for in a month all the articles for, like, every stock coming out
Yeah.
and saying they're
Oh
at
my
52
gosh.
No,
weeks.
that's Joey.
It was
yeah.
Joey. Yeah. We're going to start seeing that, like,
Everything
everywhere.
that comes out is going to be like, look how much it's grown. Wow, this company's up 500%. It's like, well, yeah, you're comparing
Remember
it
when
to
it
the
was
bottom.
80%.
Yeah. Speaking about
'cause that's
cool things, to be completely off topic here, what do you guys think about hydrogen fuel cells?
Well,
Are they the way of the
I-
future, or are they a bust?
I've heard a lot about them in the past, and they never panned out from what I've heard.
I mean, if you remember my stock picks for 2021, there are 2 hydrogen fuel cell companies in there. So I do think they're going to be a thing for 2021 at least. But
Yeah.
honestly, long term, I think they are a kind of a bridge to help us get off fossil fuels faster, but they're not going to be the long term solution.
Well, I got some cool information. Joey, I don't know if you remember from a few weeks ago when Tim wasn't here, you mentioned platinum. And you were asking about that in
Right,
comparison
that's
to
right.
gold and silver. And if you've seen the charts recently,
Wait, why
platinum is
What's special
so
about that?
undervalued right now compared to
gold and
gold.
silver have been way up, but platinum was not getting the same
I
attention.
want to see if there's a gold to platinum ratio. I doubt it though.
Is that the stock that you guys told me to buy and then it's only gone down since?
No, we're talking about platinum, the metal.
Yeah, platinum. All right, here's that.
Platinum price versus gold price.
So there was a time where platinum was more expensive than gold. That has not been the case for a long time, actually. And
Platinum's way cooler than gold.
if you look at their March performance,
since 2010,
look at
2008 actually. Wow.
look at the crash last March, and you see the stark difference between gold, which is the blue one,
Yeah.
and platinum.
People actually went to gold.
Yes.
After the crash.
Yes. Same with silver. Silver saw about the same drop as gold, but platinum saw this huge, like a bigger drop even. But the cool thing about platinum is it's got a lot of industrial applications in green energy technologies, especially hydrogen fuel cells.
Now that is
So
interesting.
if hydrogen fuel like one way to get into if you're bullish on hydrogen fuel cells and thinking that they're going to become more and more popular, that's going to raise the demand for platinum, which is also just a luxury metal as well that has what us dumb humans think has inherent value.
Right.
I mean, it does do cool stuff.
Yeah,
though.
and
I mean, I'll tell you, in Dungeons and Dragons, a platinum piece tends to be worth 10 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, not anymore.
See it right there.
Not anymore.
By that metric, platinum's way undervalued.
Way undervalued. It's
That's
ridiculous.
Right. So yeah, and it's shoot, I think it's it was in the Barons. There was a statistic. I think it was 6% of the platinum market by the end of the decade will be in hydrogen fuel cells. But platinum is super hard to come by, like ultra rare. And in addition to that, it's really hard to mine. It's really deep into the earth, and it's a lot of effort to get it out. It's like super labor intensive. And most platinum mines are in South Africa. And there's a lot of other like political and social issues when it comes to the mining practices and its relationship to the South African government. And so there's all sorts of other weird factors going on. But if you're looking at a more macro scale and like supply demand, looking at the metal itself, if these greener technologies that require these rare metals, if those get more popular, you can very easily draw the line and say that these things are going to go up in value too. So
might be a key time to get in on platinum while it's cheap.
So my favorite platinum ETF is this PLTM Granite Shares. It's relatively new.
It's just tracking the price
almost directly tracking the price. There's a lot less volume out there. So the other thing that this article mentioned was how if the Redditors turned to platinum instead of silver, they would have had a much easier time pumping it.
Ben, that was a lie. They never went to silver.
Silver Rush was a lie.
It was a lie?
That was a lie, Ben.
That's the Wall Street Bets consensus, is that the media was trying to convince us that silver was the next rush, so us Redditors would move away from GameStop.
Oh.
It didn't
Well,
work.
if they had turned them to platinum, it would have been a lot easier to pump that price because there's a lot less options.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Silver
it's
notoriously
0.5% expense ratio, trades pretty low, follows the price of platinum pretty spot on, and yeah, it's just I think platinum.
Like,
Let me see what their latest price was.
well, and it's nice looking at it because
Oh my gosh.
we're talking about platinum being undervalued, but it still has a 16% return in the past year, and that's including the March dip. So
Yeah. So
it's
it's
it's not like a slow growth
it
commodity.
closed at $1,137 per ounce and then if you compare that to
Okay.
gold ended at 1818.
Almost double.
Yeah.
I want gold to stop going down though, because it's really battering our boy KL.
No, I'm okay.
That's true.
I'm buying that dip super hard.
Yeah, it's gold. It's not going anywhere.
I need to buy more.
It's in the
KL.
earth. They pay a dividend. It's gonna be great.
So, okay, can we talk about KL for a minute?
Yeah.
Because we have 12 days until their earnings report comes out. And I really think that is going to be where they turn this dip around. So you have 12 days to get into KL.
Oh gosh.
And
Okay.
one of the big reasons I'm thinking that is, actually, just this week, they hit a positive 52-week performance. With this downtrend since August, they've been in the negative 52-week performance for a while. But just like we said before, March is coming up where we'll be comparing it to that bottom.
Yeah.
And that just makes a lot of long-term technicals start to look bullish for stocks like this. So it's going to suddenly be looking bullish at the same time that it hits earnings. And gold's been going down for a while. I mean, who knows when, but it's eventually going to turn around. If that kind of triple threat there hits us, we could get a big pop in K.
Well, I mean, inflation's going nowhere. Inflation's going to continue to rise.
Exactly.
And
so that's like
now
guaranteed.
in this new age post-pandemic, it seems like there's two like first thing you think of as like inflation protection. It used to be gold. Gold is the inflation protector, but now there's also Bitcoin. So it's like those are the two classic now options.
And Bitcoin's in a rocky place because it seems like we're not sure if it's going to hold this historic high or take another big crash.
Yeah. Ben, as we all know, Bitcoin is just a fad.
That's fair. Dogecoin is forever.
But also,
Dogecoin is forever. Yes.
Also, we have to be a little bit wary with Bitcoin because Janet Yellen was she was like, it might need regulation. And that could drive the price down.
Digital dollar.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We talked about that.
Yeah, if the digital, well, I mean, I'm sure people would still want a different form, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around because most of the dollars that they make today are digital already.
Yeah.
Good point. But, suddenly this episode has turned into plugging my pet stocks. So we mentioned hydrogen fuel cells. Just quick plug. BE is the first ever stock I got in right after its IPO. They've been going to the moon, so good for them. They have hydrogen fuel cell technology with them. The other one, though, besides KL and BE that I need to mention this week is Vital Farms. VITL. They sell eggs. You've heard me talk about them before. Recently,
oh my goodness,
showed us a picture. They sell butter now, like actual whole sticks of butter. That's from pasture-raised cows. So they
got their earnings coming up.
Butter is going to be their cash cow.
Right. So their earnings are coming up, and they have been riding this support level of $26, where they just keep hovering around that, and investors won't sell for lower than that because I believe that's actually where their price was set for their IPO. The day of the IPO, they shot up an extra $10, but they were set at $26.
Interesting.
So until another big news comes out, like an earnings report, they're just hovering at this level. And then I just believe in them, so I think their earnings is going to send them in a positive direction. So anytime they're below 26, I say it's a good time to buy.
Joey, I just have one question for you. Do you exclusively buy Vital Farms eggs now?
No.
Oh, now see, that's very telling.
They're way too expensive.
That's very telling, Joey.
They are about. Well, they also aren't sold at the grocery stores near me. But actually, this week I did buy an analog to them. Just, I guess it's one of their competitors, but different pasture-raised eggs, and they do taste different. So I made mayonnaise out of them. It's pretty good.
Well, of course, the egg is going to taste different if you're making mayo out of it instead of frying it.
No,
108 square feet per chicken. Like, when you're looking at the price of the eggs, yes, it is 5 times more expensive than a regular egg, but you get about 10 times more square foot of just pasture per chicken. So really,
also,
it's cheaper.
Another important thing is the carton looks really cool. They're in my
Yeah,
grocery stores.
It's pretty cool packaging design.
Just wake me up when
I've never
Eggland's
bought one,
Best
though.
goes to an IPO. I'd buy Eggland's Best.
No, they're the enemy.
They're like a good middle ground. They're cheaper than Vital
They're
Farms,
cheaper
I
and they're
think.
super high quality.
Well, that's because they're not pasture raised. They probably give like 2 square feet per chicken. We're talking 100 plus with pasture raised. It's all
I thought
about
you were
that
saying
meat.
pasteurized.
Yeah, I thought
and
so
was really
too.
confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, so that is a
In
thing.
Europe.
There are pasteurized eggs, but pasture raised means the chickens live on a pasture.
Yeah, in Europe they don't
Ah.
refrigerate eggs.
Yeah, they don't need to.
Yeah, I think that's like just a U.S.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, because we're dumb.
Well, because we put the microchips in our eggs.
yeah,
And they
and
like
if-
it cold.
gotta keep them cool for the semiconductors to
Yeah.
be fully effective.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because when you have the microchip in there, I don't know where I was going.
Oh my God, we're over 20 minutes. All right, sleep good,
Ah,
everybody.
wait,
Have a good
we're
week.
sponsored